Hey everybody, welcome back. Devin the OG, the original Grognard here for Lock and Load Publishing, and we're back into another episode of Friendly Fire. My esteemed opponent, Johnny, is here with me. Johnny, say hello.
Hey guys, how's everybody? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let Johnny take over and talk for a little bit because I've got to go ahead and share this link out to everybody. And that's going to take me a few seconds, and I need to concentrate that. So, Johnny, I will give you something to talk about. You ended up being a rock star for your kid this Christmas, didn't you? You got him a video game that was really hard to get your hands on, didn't you?
Yes. Miles Morales Spider-Man game for the PS4. And was not easy to get a hold of. And I stumbled across and found one at the last minute, the 3-second buzzer beater. And he's a happy dude. So that was just amazing. And the other guy wanted believe it or not, the 5-year-old wanted a Fortnite sniper rifle. And that was sold out. And I got it coming tomorrow. So I got him other things, of course, but that was like his thing. But it's coming tomorrow. So he's all kinds of excited.
Now, is this a Fortnite sniper rifle, digital for in game, or is this like a Nerf sniper rifle? Or
Yes, Nerf. Nerf. So the 13-year-old is like, you guys really don't care about my health, do you? Because he's always the one on the end of it, you know? So, yeah. And I think he's going to be my war gamer, actually.
Cool. I tried getting my nephew into it, but he had already gotten sucked into Xbox. So
Ah, yeah. They don't like the Xbox here for some reason in my household.
really,
I don't know why. I mean, they have all the same games, real pretty much. I mean, maybe it's a Sonic the Hedgehog thing, but I can't be sure. Yeah, because I'm like, hey guys, you want to get an Xbox? They're like, we don't allow that in this house. I'm like, really?
yeah, I've noticed that's kind of a big sticking point with a lot of people. They're either Xbox or their PS4. See, I never got into. I had a PS2 and then I had an Xbox. So I mean, and now I'm console, but or not console, PC. So I don't get it. It's whatever works. So
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
all right. So
I,
Johnny, why don't you go ahead and give a little briefing on what the scenario is and what you're doing right now while I continue to get these links out to everybody because this always takes so long.
yes. We are playing. Let me get the scenario up here because the name of it always escapes me. Mon Cheri Amour.
Which
This one was. What's that? Oh, go ahead.
which I think is a great title because Mon Cheri, amour, it's French, and amour is love, but it's also a very large armor scenario. So
Ah,
it's kind of a double play on words with amour and armor. So I thought that was
yes.
I thought that was kind of a witty thing that Ralph did when he designed. Yeah, Ralph Ferrari was who designed this scenario. So okay, I'll let you go back.
Yes.
I'll let you go back to talking about what you're doing in your side.
No, it's fine. Yeah, Ralph Ferrari designed this, and I guess there's two of them in here. One with a little different objectives, or similar with some added reinforcements allowed to come on. But I think we are playing number one, correct?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
He did two variations of this scenario. One of them historical, which is what we're doing, and then he did a non-historical, which gives the Italians some more reinforcements and different victory conditions. But I decided, just like, you know what, let's go with the historical because the non-historical gives us a bunch of mechanized units and. It's a little bit more complicated. Hey, we got a first person in the chat room. Chester, looks like there won't be many LOS challenges. Yeah, you want to point that out there, Johnny?
Yeah, exactly. It's a clear window, pretty much. No heavy terrain issues here.
Yeah. I
Uh,
will point out the only terrain in here we do kind of have to look out for is at each one of the corners, that little let's see if I can point it out, like H8, H1, A4, O4, which normally, since we use geomorphic maps, those would be the road entrances from each side, so you can mesh up all the maps just perfectly. For this scenario, those are considered sand hexes. So really, the only thing we need to worry about that is if I drive a vehicle through them, it'll kick up a dust storm after it. And just because I don't want to deal with the dust storm rules, I will probably avoid driving through those. But we'll see what happens.
right.
So let me keep. There's two other places I need to share to. And of course, I copy pasted wrong. Apologies for the little bit of dead air while Johnny sets up and I.
Yes. Sorry about that.
Oh, no. It's just we're a little bit slow. That's okay. I just need to learn to copy things a bit better so I can do copy paste where they need to go. So, but anyways, a couple episodes back, we had I put out the call what people would like to see, and we had a request for some armor, and I think in the exact same episode we had a request for some desert action as well. So I figured, why not? I'll just go ahead and put both of them together, and we'll do an armor in North Africa. And I think this one will work out really well because I've got a bunch of cute little Italian tanks. The funny thing is, I actually kind of prefer early war armor up to about 42, 43. I mean, most people, when you think armor World War II, everybody thinks about the big cats, the panthers, the tigers, king tigers, the Joseph Stalin 2s, the ISU 50. I mean, the Jaeg panthers. The big. I'm not really that fascinated by those. I mean, they're cool, but I really like the early war, the tiny tanks, the little tankettes.
Yes.
The when armor
Little
was
Panzer ones.
Exactly. Those, in my opinion, are just great vehicles, and I love playing with them because they usually have garbage armor and they have garbage guns. It just makes for more interesting gaming, in my opinion. So.
Absolutely. And just imagine being stuck in one of those, huh?
Oh yeah. Michael just popped in as well. He said, thanks for choosing this scenario. I tried my hand at it a while ago, but got bogged down by much of the chrome and Heroes of North Africa. This should get me going again. Yeah, this one, there is a lot of chrome in North Africa. I will admit that, because there's a lot of special rules. Sangers, sandstorms, under bridges, just a lot of special. So fortunately, this scenario doesn't have that much. So I did point out the 4 hexes that in this scenario are considered sand. So like I said, we don't have to worry about that until we get there. We do have mine markers in here, which normally are pretty much only effective against infantry. I have no infantry. My attacking forces are completely armor, but I can get damaged if I roll over the mines, and we may roll over that just so I can show you the rules for that. Wire, again, it's going to slow me down a little bit, but it's not really going to do much for me. The sangers are really the only other bit of chrome that we have to worry about, and sangers are kind of like foxholes, only they're built up rather than dug down. A lot of times in the desert, you can't really dig into a lot of the stony terrain that was there, so you would build up rocks and such in front of you. So they kind of work like a foxhole. They give a +1 terrain effects modifier when you shoot into the X. And Johnny, I will say, don't forget, you still do have 3 ATGs and 3 more sangers you have to put out. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll let Johnny get those, and those can go anywhere in row A through F. And even though they're 75 millimeter French guns, they're basically World War I guns. They're still 75 millimeters, and they can still do a lot of damage to my little Italian tanks. And while Johnny's setting that up, let's go ahead and take a look at my tanks. I've got how many do I have? Let's explode the I've got 7 M1341s, and I believe they had like a 37 millimeter on them. And looking at the armor, it's like 2 armor, 3, 2 armor, 2 armor, 2 armor. And then I've got a single Semavante 75-18, which, you know, is kind of a decent gun. It's a 75 millimeter. Unfortunately, it's 18 calibers, which means it's a very, very short barreled Semavante. So it's kind of like a very weak Stug. It's a self-propelled gun, and I always like the Semavante. Semavantes was one of my favorite Italian vehicles. Of course, I have a thing for self-propelled guns anyways. I didn't choose the Stug life. The Stug life chose me.
I do like that tank a lot myself. It's
Yeah.
kind of, it's almost like a sports car tank, kind of. I think it's the shape, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's got some cool shapes to it. And some other Italian vehicles that I always liked was the I think it was the L3, and they were a tiny. They were like a matchbox car. Had like a crew of 2, and you were lucky if both of the guys could even fit in the vehicle. I mean, it was literally smaller than the size of a Volkswagen. So, but it had like a 20 millimeter on it. So.
Okay.
I also did want to go ahead and let everybody know that on the weekend of the 15th, January 15th, which normally would be the next time we do a Friendly Fire episode, because we try to do Friendly Fire every 2 weeks, we've actually got the Armchair Dragoons convention, virtual convention going that weekend. Stefan himself, our rules guru and editor extraordinaire, is going to be running 3 lock and load tactical games that weekend. One on Friday, one on Friday, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. And Keith and I will be running 2 World at War 85 games, one on Friday, one on Saturday. So if you want to join us, if you want to get in and learn the game with Stefan, or play against Stefan, or play against other people while Stefan look at the lock and load tacticals. And like I said, Keith and I will be running some World at War 85. I think the convention tickets for the virtual con is like $3 or $5, something silly like that. Don't quote me on that. I think that's what it is. But let's go ahead and let me see if I can find the exact web address for the Armchair Dragoons Con. Of course, I don't have it saved anywhere easily accessible. So let me go about it a different way. So basically, in 2 weeks, we're not going to be doing Friendly Fire, but we are still going to be having some World at War 85 shows anyways. So I guess those can be kind of considered...
absolutely.
Fire. So yeah, go to www.armchairdragoons.com if you want to sign up for the virtual tickets. It's completely virtual. I think they've got 100 tickets open for this time around. The last time we did this back in June or July, I think it was. They only had 40 tickets because it was kind of the first time anybody was really doing it, so they weren't sure how it was going to go. So I believe they've got 100 tickets. There are still slots available, so if you want to go check it out, and they've got a bunch of other great games. Just check out the schedule. Maybe there's something on there you want to play. Maybe you want to join Stefan playing Lock and Load. Maybe you want to join Keith and I doing World of War. Hey, there you go. Go check it out. All right. So you think you're set up there?
Yep, I'm good.
All right. So another thing. Okay. So to win the game, as the Italians, I must eliminate 4 free French weapon teams and clear and empty out 5 Sangers of free French units by the end of the scenario. Clean empty out means unoccupied by any units, good order, or shaken. Any other outcome is French victory. And I have the initiative on the first 2 turns. So let's go ahead, and the first turn is going to be real easy. It's just going to be me pushing a bunch of armor on. So let's see. These guys have only got an 8 movement. All right, so we're going to go 1. And I got to be careful because Johnny's got a ton of anti-tank stuff out there. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the anti-tank weapon real quick. Let's flip it over, and let's see. So optimum range is 7 hexes or less. Pretty good range is 14 or less. So yeah, as soon as I come on, those anti-tank guns I'm sure can start popping at me. Let's see what the range is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So as soon as I hit column L, that's going to be optimum range for where his 75 millimeters are at. So he's probably going to take some op fire shots at me. So I got to be cautious about that. Well, how can I be cautious? It's flat open terrain. 1, 2, 3. I'm feeling like the charge of the light brigade here. 4. Right. Okay, I'm in optimum range now for your 75s. Do you want to take a pot shot at that M113, the M13?
Sure.
Okay, so for those of us who are playing with the home edition and don't know the ordinance rules real quick, let's go ahead and flip that counter back over, Johnny, so we can take a look at the ordinance table. And again, for those of you who are watching at home, the top row is the range bands. The second row is your to hit number, and the third row is the armor piercing value. So we're at range 7. So we look to the second column. That means our to hit number is a 7 and on 2d6 or less. And if he hits, the armor piercing value is going to be 4. All right, so we know his to hit number is 7. Let's go ahead and look at the player aid charts. And let's find out what all our to hits are. If I can find the player aid charts here, that's so people can follow. Okay, Ordnance Fire Table. For those of you playing the at-home edition, it's a LNLT Player Aid Card 4. Okay, so do we have leader, armor leader, or leader? I'm going to go through this once. I'm not going to go through this for every time we shoot. I'm just going to go through this once so everybody can get familiar with what we're looking at. Oh, and I will say all my vehicles are closed. I'm just going to say that right now. I know I don't have the buttoned up marker on them. I'm just going to state right now for the record, all my vehicles are buttoned up. So we don't have to worry about that, and I don't have to worry about having the counters on there. Let's see. Leader or armor leader, leadership modifier. There is no leader with that gun. Vehicle is open. Well, it's not a vehicle that's firing. Turreted weapon firing outside covered arc. Not applicable. Fired at by eligible MMC, SMC after assault movement. Not applicable. Per degrading hex through which the LOS passes. There is desolate terrain, not degrading terrain. SMC fire and support weapon, not applicable. Any unit firing out of a hex containing smoke, not applicable. Weapon team or vehicle pivoting chassis to fire outside a covered arc, not applicable. Mounted on a vehicle using assault movement, not applicable. Firing during night, not applicable. Tracing LOS between two buildings, not applicable. Vehicle helicopter eligible MMC marked with ops complete, not applicable. Helicopter in flying mode, not applicable. So there are no firing modifiers that Johnny has to worry about. Now the target. Marked with a moved, assault moved, or hit and run marker, or currently moving. Yes, I am moving, so that's going to give a +1 to the dice roll. Target unit is located in adjacent hex, not applicable. In terrain with positive TEM, you've got to be kidding on this map, not applicable. Fixed wing aircraft, not applicable. Units in a rubber boat or river hex, not applicable. Mounted units not marked with move, not applicable. Optional size modifier, we're not going to be using that, so not applicable. However, if we were, let's take a look at the turn track, which would have the vehicle types on there. Grant would be a -1. Sherman, Matilda, A10, Panzer 3 J1, Panzer 4 F2 would be a 0. All of the vehicles which these would fall under would be +1 because they're small vehicles. They're harder to hit, but we're not playing with the optional size DRMs. So that's not applicable. Acquisition marker, nope, not applicable yet. Units with ordnance support weapon allowed to fire from building, not applicable. And then to a helicopter fire, not applicable. All right, so really the only modifier he has is that I am currently moving, which gives him a +1 to the dice roll. So we figured out all the modifiers. Grand total modifier is a +1. And again, we look back at the to hit chart. We're at range 7. Base to hit number is a 7 or less, but he's got a +1 because of my movement. So he has got a 6 or less that he needs to make to hit. And he rolls, and he gets a 7. Ooh, that is a miss. But that's okay, because he's an ordnance weapon, not a support weapon. We've kind of touched with this on a couple episodes in the past. We've had ordnance weapons that fired. We have acquiring now. So what you want to do is go ahead and flip your marker back over, Johnny. And since you are now fired at me, you are starting to acquire me. So we've got all these acquiring markers sitting right here. And so let's go ahead and take marker A and go ahead and put that on the 75 millimeter. And then we put the target marker on the target that it was shooting at. So we are now shooting at, Johnny is now shooting at it. So anytime he shoots at it next time, it's going to be a little bit easier. It's going to be a -1 to the dice roll because you're starting to range in. Now, if for some reason he shoots at me next time, that marker will get flipped over to a -2. So the longer you shoot at something, the better chances you have of hitting it because you're ranging into it more. Now, the counter will max out at -2. So you can never get better than -2. But it's still, -2 is still a pretty good modifier on 2d6. So, and if you'll notice, they're enabled A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I'm sure I'm probably going to have to pull out more. There are more markers I have to pull out. I just didn't want to pull them all out. So, and if you can see in the upper left-hand corner, it has the alphanumeric designator. So A links with A, so we know that this weapon was firing at this target. B, C, D, E. It should be self-explanatory, but there you go.
Right.
All right, so that was his shot, and I'm still technically moving because I've moved 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me go ahead and keep moving. So there's 5. Now technically, Johnny can fire at me again because he's got other 75 millimeters out there, but I don't know if he wants to do that. That's his choice to make. Just remember, I've got 8 or 7 more vehicles that are coming on.
Yes. No, I won't.
Okay, because honestly, these little 37 millimeters I've got at this range aren't going to hit much, so I'm going to have to move at least 2 turns to get close. But we've got 5 movement points, 6, 7, and we'll go 8 there. And that will end my turn. Now, since I've ended my turn, let's go ahead and put a moved marker on it. There we go. And since I didn't move through any sand hex, I don't have to worry about a dust cloud behind me. So that's my impulse. So it's over to Johnny's turn now.
Let's see. Oh, first, let's throw a plug, Devin. If anybody has not ordered their new counter sheet, they are available on the website.
Yes, we have the new admin counter sheets available for sale. It is a sheet of the admin counters with the new artwork on them. We decided we needed to kind of update the artwork for some of the lock and load tactical administrative markers because, well, let's be honest, we've had the same artwork for close to 20 years, and we just needed to update them a little bit. And we are playing with the new, mostly the new admin markers in this game. So if for some reason the counters like the fired, the moved, ops complete, spot, if those all look a little bit different to you, that's because we're using the new style. So
yes. Okay. Let's see.
And Rich Kerr said, already done. He's already ordered his.
I did myself, actually.
Excellent. Okay, so you're going to pass, so it flips back over to me. So I'm bringing on my next vehicle. Let's bring another M13 on. Whoops. I did not mean to do that. Oh, yeah, it's because I'm trying to turn my counter. Now, again, one thing I didn't point out, vehicles in Ordnance are always pointed towards a hex spine. So you can figure out what their front arc is. That's why I am my vehicles, the red arrow, and you'll notice with the support or the weapon teams, they have an angle that they're at as well. So basically, as long as I'm in the front arc, you can shoot out of the front arc. Okay, so here we go. Here's my first one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I am going to stop because, again, I am in optimum range of one of the 2 remaining 75 millimeters that Johnny has.
Yep, I'll fire on him.
Okay, hold on real sec. We had one question. Broadsword 56 asked, Evan, shouldn't you have checked for bogging down for those sand hexes your vehicles move through and place dust markers? Excellent question. The scenario special rules state that the only sand hexes are the 4 hexes on the edges. These slightly different looking O4, H8, H1, A4. Those are the only sand hexes. The rest of the hexes are packed ground and they're not sand, and we don't have to worry about bogging or for rolling for dust storms unless I move through one of those 4 hexes. It's a great question. Everybody thinks that the desert was all sandy, and yes, there were vast areas of the desert that were sand. Most of the desert, especially where most of it was fought around Tobruk and along the coastline, were rocky, barren, desolate nothing. Not really sand, just really hard packed stone. So, good question, but yeah, the only hexes we have to worry about for sand are those 4 along the edges. All right, so you are going to go. Oh, yeah, you should have put a fired marker on your 175 millimeter. There.
Oh yes, that's
Sorry
right.
about that. Okay, so which one is going to be shooting at me this time?
Let's go with the middle.
All right, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hexes. It's basically going to be the exact same odds that we looked at the last time with the 75 millimeter that shot at me last time. Is at range of 7. Is his base to hit is a 7 or less, and the only modifier he has to worry about is me moving. That's a -1, so he needs a 6 or less to be able to hit me. Oh, and he missed again. You should probably replace that green dice. That's like the 3rd time it's rolled a 6.
I know, right?
So he missed. However, he is a support weapon team, so he gets an acquisition marker or an acquiring marker. So the next time he shoots at that vehicle, it'll be slightly easier. And since I still have movement left, I'll go ahead and do my movement. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I probably should have been doing it hex by hex. Leave it. I'm not sure. Johnny, did you want to do another shot at me from that other 75 millimeter?
Not yet.
Okay.
Trying to play it conservatively.
Yeah, that's kind of what I would do. There's a lot of vehicles, so. And put a fired marker on your 75 millimeter. There you go. All right, so that was my impulse. Back over to you, Johnny.
I'll pass.
Yep. Really not much more you can do until my vehicles get up real close and you can try assaulting me. And since I'm buttoned up, your machine gun's not going to do any good, and your mortar's not going to really do that much good either. So anyways, we're going to bring this one on, and we'll bring him down here. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and again, now we are in optimum range with that 3rd 75 millimeter. Are you going to fire at me?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, again, it's going to be the exact same odds as last time. Nothing has changed. Another 6. You got to be kidding me.
Ooh.
But you're getting acquiring markers all over the place, so that's probably a good thing.
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8. Then it flips over to your turn.
And I'll pass again.
Yep, that's usually best thing to do as the defender. Okay, so I don't have to worry about, I don't have to worry about any more op fire, so it doesn't matter where I bring these guys on. It's just they're going to end up, we'll put him there. So you're back over to you, your next impulse.
I'll pass again.
Okay. And I will take this whole line. Really, I'm really starting to feel like the charge of the Light Brigade here. I mean, I got all my guys in line formation charging. So that'll be that guy. So back over to you, your impulse.
Mortar can't do nothing to those things.
Now, right? Only if I was unbuttoned, then yes. Oh, it just said you disconnected.
Oh. Why?
We'll wait for you to hop back in a little bit.
Let me come back in. I don't know what happened there.
It's just technology. So, were you planning on doing anything? Were you going to move anybody, or just going to keep hunkered down?
Yeah, I'll hunker down.
All right, I'll just move up my next vehicle. And wait for you to get back in. Should probably also do a little bit more of a promotion. We just had a new game released on the store page, Space Infantry Federation. It is we call them line of defense games, and we're going to be bringing out more line of defense games. Most people will know them as a State of Siege game, but it is a line of defense / State of Siege game set in the Space Infantry Resurgence world, and you are playing as Sol and trying to hold back the forces of the Flesh Eaters, Cathans, the Mercenaries, the Mutants, and the Cyborgs. I should have a gameplay video up within a couple 3 days, but it is available on the store, normally priced at $45, and I think we've got it on sale right now for our winter sale at $35. So go to
Nice.
the store page, Lock and Load Publishing, and check out the store page. Check that out. So, all right, you're back in. It flipped back over to you. Is there anything you would like to do?
No.
All right, so I'm going to bring on this guy right here, and since you can't really shoot at him, I'm just going to put him right there because he's going to be able to move all the way up to there. Flips back over to you.
The Iron Curtain. Right? Okay. No, I'll pass.
All right, so then I'll bring on my last little guy, my lovely little Simavante, and with my leader, and he'll go putter, 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 and end up right there. All right,
Okay.
so it flips back over to you.
And I'll pass again.
Michael asked a really good question. Shouldn't the acquire markers disappear when the tanks move? Only if the shooting unit loses line of sight of it when they move. I'm 99% certain that's how the ruling on those work. But the acquiring markers stay on if the vehicle moves, unless the vehicle moves out of line of sight. In fact, let's go ahead and let's go to 5.1 and take a look at that real quick just to make sure that I didn't mess it up, because that is always a possibility. Let's take a look. Acquire page 90 of the rule book, and we've got the rule book here. So let me go over to the rule book, and that's going to take a while to flip to page 90, isn't it? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, well, I'm not going to click it 90 times. But yeah, that's the one bad thing about the in-game PDF reader. You can't really choose a page to flip to it. So when you're dealing with a normal tabletop simulator rule set that's like 24 pages, it's not that hard. But when you're dealing with a rule book the size of ours, okay, if the target doesn't move and the ordnance fires on it during its next impulse, okay. Oh, well, there we go, as per 14.1. Let's see, target acquisition. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, okay, yeah, there it is. Remove the acquisition and acquiring markers if the target moves, or if the attacker switches targets or doesn't fire its ordnance all, moves, or is shaken. I could have swore it was only needed if it was... Okay, so... yeah, I should have removed the acquiring markers. However, had we known that... Okay, so thank you, Michael, for pointing that out. See, even I make mistakes sometimes. What am I thinking? I must be thinking of ASL or ATS as acquiring. That's the problem with having so many tactical systems. I get things confused sometimes. So what Johnny would have probably done is waited until I was done moving, then fired. We're just going to retroactively say that was that. So thank you very much for pointing that out. Yeah, it's definitely that. It was definitely a rule from ATS and ASL that I was thinking, that you keep the acquiring marker unless they move out of line of sight. So, but still, like I said, we'll just retroactively say he waited until I was done moving, and then, bam, there you go. So it was your decision. You decided not to do anything. Back to me. I can't do anything because all of my guys have moved. So that's the second pass. Back to you. Is there anything you wish to do?
Third pass.
Third pass. That's the end of the turn. I probably should have mentioned that the scenario is also only 7 turns long.
I think so. Yes.
Fairly certain. No, 6 turns. Wow, that really puts the pressure.
Puts the pressure on you.
Yeah. All right. So we'll go ahead and move it to turn 2, and by scenario special rule, the Italians remain initiative. Let's go ahead and remove all of our admin markers. All right, so I have initiative, and I need to decide what I want to do. Do I want to try to move one of those vehicles so I lose the acquiring status, or do I want to sit there in line and open up on a bunch of stuff? Because as soon as I move, you're just going to shoot at one of the vehicles you've already acquired. So, yeah, let's try to save one of the vehicles at least from getting shot at. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to move this vehicle here. And he is going to assault move. So it means he can only move half his movement. So that will lose the acquiring. Of course, you can shoot at me when I'm moving anyway. So let's go 1. Do you want to up-fire at me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So basically, again, we're going to be looking right back at the same odds. It hasn't changed any. So base to hit is going to be 7. I'm a moving target. -1 is 6, so you need a 6 or less to hit me. There we go. 4. All right, so you hit me. Well, what does that mean? First of all, we need to find out where you hit me. And since this has, well, obviously, you're hitting me in the front. And that is easily enough, but we need to figure out if you hit me in the hull or the turret, and that is dependent on the dice roll that you just made. What dice roll did you roll, even or odd?
Why is there a 6 and a 4 there? Did I...
Where?
Oh, maybe when I hit flip. What was the dice? It was like a 3 and a 2, wasn't it? Because now it's saying.
Oh no,
it
was a 1 and a 3. I can look at the
okay.
I can look at the back chart. So it was an even. And now this determines what location you hit, if it's a hull hit or a turret hit. And to be completely 100% honest, I never can keep that straight in my mind. So let's go to the charts and see if I can find that, or the rule book. Hit location ordinance. Hit table. So 14.1. For those of you who have got your rule book in hand, because I know there's at least 1 or 2 people out there that have got their rule books in hand, if for nothing else, just to try to trip me up on rules. And see, Devin doesn't know what he's doing. I'm okay with that. Like I said, if I was playing Lock and Load Tactical every day or every week, then I would definitely have the rules down. But I don't. All right, so let's see. I believe it's page 88. Let's see. The attacker is a vehicle. Oh, no, it's not page 88. It's going to be page 87, I believe. Ordinance. Modified terrain. That doesn't give me anything. Ordinance hits on unarmored vehicles. All right. I hate when I do this, when I can't find the rules so quickly.
I'm trying to find myself.
Yeah. So you definitely rolled even. Let's see, on the charts. Dead air, dead air, dead air. Michael said, hang on, that's not what I'm here for. Hey, it's all good. Then this is the thing. These are learning games. I mean, this is us showing off as much of the rules for new people, and for veterans as well. And like I said, I miss rules, and if someone else catches a rule, I'm more than happy to admit I'm wrong. Oh, I can't believe I can't find it.
Where's Stefan when we need him?
Yeah, exactly. Because he'd be rattling that off the top of his head in a heartbeat. Even if Kev was here, Kev from Big Board, I'm pretty sure he remembers this better, because I know he plays the game a lot.
Okay.
Getting caught up on one single rule.
I'm now on the flip chart just to see if
Yeah, I
I
was
can.
looking at the flip charts too.
Oh.
More dead air, more dead air. If it's not under ordnance, it's got to be under vehicles.
Right.
Small arms, small arms. Ordnance, indirect fire, infantry and artillery against vehicles, passengers on top of vehicles, mounting and dismounting, vehicle size, rubbling, assault moving vehicles. This is embarrassing.
It happens.
Well, yeah, but you'd think. Yeah, Rich Kerr's going, I can't find it either.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. Page 90. If the to hit roll is both greater than 2 and an even number, the shell has impacted the target's turret, assuming it has one. Okay, so it's the turret. You hit the turret. So that's so many tactical systems. I was fairly certain even was turret, odd was hull, but I wanted to make sure. So you hit the turret. Well, what does that mean? Let's take a look at the M113. We take a look at the front because that's where the shot is coming in, which is this front line here. It's a 2/3. Well, what does that mean? The first column is the hull armor. The second column is the turret armor. So you hit the hull, you hit the turret in the front. So that means my armor value is a 3. We compare that to your ordnance value of a 4, and so basically you've got a 4 to a 3. We both roll a 6-sided dice, add our respective numbers together, and well, see what happens. Okay, so you rolled a 3 plus your 4 is a 7. I rolled a 1 plus my 3 is a 4. You got the higher number, and so you defeated my armor value. That blewed my tank up. And aside from the difficulty of finding the hit number or where the location was, that's basically ordnance. That right there. Yep. Now, had my vehicle survived the shot, then you would have put another acquiring marker back on it. Technically, you can still put an acquiring marker on that if you want to, because acquiring is done by hex, not by target. So if you want to, of course, I'm probably not going to move a vehicle into that hex to let you take care of or take advantage of acquiring next turn. But just for completion's sake, we can say that you are acquiring the hex, not the targets in the hex.
That's fine.
There you go. Boom. That's one of my tanks down. And I got to step away from the table real quick, so I will be right back.
Awesome. Is anybody playing in the Armchair Dragoons games at all?
All righty. I am back.
Okay.
So that was my impulse. So it's over to you. And honestly, I would take advantage of firing at one of the things that you've acquired.
Yeah, let's do that.
Actually, hang on a sec. There's probably one thing we should have done. technically that 75 millimeter is out of the line, is out of the our fire arc to be able to hit that tank. Optimally,
Ah,
you probably would have wanted your vehicles pointed, or your support weapons pointed like that, so you can take advantage of the covered arc better. So we're just going to assume that yes, you realized that and went ahead and had your guns pointed that direction.
yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, so that's just, we need a 6 or less on this, right?
No,
Oh wait,
you are
no, because of the
you've
acquiring.
got me acquired now, so now you need a 7 or less.
Okay.
Oh, 9. Okay, so you missed. However, that now gets flipped. That acquiring marker now gets flipped to a -2. And as Michael pointed out so eloquently earlier, if I don't move, then that acquiring marker will stay there. However, if I do move, then it goes away.
It comes off.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so
All right.
my turn. Again, I don't want you to have the acquiring. Keep the acquiring on me, so I'm going to go ahead and move this vehicle, and I am going to assault move with it. So let's go ahead and go 1 and pull off the acquiring markers. Do you want to op fire, or do you want to hold your fire? Now remember, if it's at point blank range, if I'm right next to you, you get another -2 to the dice roll.
Yeah. Okay.
But I've declared assault fire, which means
so
I am going to shoot at some point along the line, but you just don't know when I'm going to shoot along the line. So do you want to take the chance that I'm actually going to move a hex closer and shoot at me to get that -2, or do you think I'm going to stop here and fire at you? So that's kind of a psychological trick you play with your opponent.
I'm gonna shoot just because.
All right. So again, you're going to be looking at a 6 or less to hit. That's a miss. I'd put an acquiring marker on there, but I'm going to keep moving. So I'm going to move right there. And which one are we looking at? This is assault fire. Yeah, I'm going to shoot at you. I'm going to shoot at you with my main gun, because my 37 millimeters probably got a better chance of digging you out than my crappy machine guns. So let's take a look at the ordnance chart. I'm under 5 hexes, so we're using the first column. My to hit number is an 8 on 2d6, so that seems pretty good. Now, normally my anti-tank value would be 3, but we don't use the anti-tank value. But let's see if we even hit first. Now there's a whole plethora of new modifiers we have to worry about. So again, let's go ahead and take a look at the ordnance chart. Okay, so my base to hit is an 8. Leader or armor leader leadership modifier, no. Vehicle is open, no. Turreted weapon firing outside covered arc, no. Fired by eligible MMC, no. Per degrading terrain hex through which the LOS passes, no. SMC firing support weapon, no. Any unit outside of a hex, firing out of a hex containing a smoke marker, no. Weapon team, no. Mounted on a vehicle using assault movement or using assault fire, yes. Okay, so the ordnance weapon is mounted on a vehicle using assault movement or assault fire, which is going to give me +2 to my dice roll. So right there, I've got a +2 modifier. Firing during the night, no. Trace LOS between 2 buildings, no. Vehicle, helicopter, or eligible MMC, no. Vehicle in flying mode, no. Now, target. Marked with move, no. Target unit is located in an adjacent hex to the firing unit. Yes, so that's a -2. So that'll cancel out my assault fire. In terrain with a positive TEM. Yes, you are in a Sanger, which gives you a +1 TEM. And basically none of the rest of the modifiers are going to apply. So what does that mean? At the end of the day, I need an 8. I get +2 for being adjacent to you, -3 for the assault move and the Sanger. So I am going to need a 7 or less to hit. And I got it. I got a 4. Okay, so I hit. Now, what does that mean? I'm not shooting at a tank. I am shooting at infantry, a support team. So my firepower is considered 2. That's what the blue square is. That's my high explosive equivalent. Now, granted, I probably could have used the machine guns, which are actually a little bit better at 4, but we went with the main gun. So I've got a 2, and since my ordnance was used in figuring out that to hit, you don't get the defense modifier in your saving area, in your resisting roll, because that was already factored in with the with the ordnance hit. So it's basically you get a 1d6, I get a 1d6 plus 2, and then we compare and see what happens. Okay, so you got a 3, I got a 5. So I beat you by 2. So that means you need to make a motivation test. And you need to add 2 to your dice roll. So you're looking at just roll a d6 plus 2. You got a 2, which is a 4, which is less than 6. So, and you have to add in the 2 that 2 plus 2. I totally lost my train of thought. 2 plus my superior value is a 4, which is under 6, which is under your morale. So there's no effect.
Oh.
I didn't do a single thing to you. So, but since I am an ordnance weapon, I have now acquired you for at least 1. Of course, you're probably going to blow me out of the water.
1 momentum.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so that's my impulse. Your action?
Okay, he fired.
Actually, this guy hasn't fired yet. Oh, he has. Yeah, that's right. You did a hot fire at me. I'm sorry, I forgot.
That's okay. Let's see. What's the scorpion do again?
That helps you in melee combat. And let's go ahead and take a look at the scorpion skill card. It's attached to a leader or a hero. This leader or hero and any unit stacked with the leader or hero is a melee specialist. During any melee attack in which the hero or unit stacked with this leader or hero participates, the player rolls 3 dice instead of 2 and chooses the 2 dice he wishes to apply. So that's actually pretty powerful, and that's not a one-use thing. That's throughout the entire game.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so now the trick is trying to get those guys to assault tanks. That's the hard part. So.
Yep, exactly. Can they assault tanks?
Yes, you can. You just have to be right next to me. Yeah. And you're probably not going to want to run across the open desert to get to me. You're going to want to wait until I come to you. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
And I've got to come to you because I've got to dig you out of those sangars if I want to win. So.
Okay. And the mortar, can he do anything to that tank in the back there?
I don't think so. Let me check rules for.
I don't know.
I don't think he can. Let me check for mortars against vehicles. Okay, mortar weapon teams and offboard artillery versus vehicles 17.4. Oh, you can affect. Okay. Affect vehicles is the same as small arms fire. However, both open and buttoned vehicles compare their lowest armor value. Okay, so you can't shoot at me with machine guns because I'm buttoned, but evidently the mortar team you can. Compare the lowest armor factor and terrain TM plus 1d6 to the attacker's firepower plus 1d6. Yeah, okay, so yeah, that mortar actually can shoot at me.
Now, does he have to spot with anybody else, or he's...
No. If you look on the back, he doesn't have an ordnance to hit table. So he has a straight up firepower value of 3 that he can use from 3 to 60 hexes. So whatever unit you want to shoot at, it's going to be the equivalent of 3 firepower that I gotta roll against.
All right, let's do it to the little...
The Semavanti. All right, yes. Probably a good call. Let me go ahead and check that just to make sure. I think it goes against my lowest armor value. armored vehicles compare their lowest armor value and terrain TM plus 1D. Yeah, so it is my lowest. So the Simavante, his lowest value is a 2. So I've got a D6 plus 2. You've got a D6 plus 3 because of the mortar. So I got a 7 and you got a 7. So it's a tie, it's a wash, nothing happens.
Okay.
And that does not get an acquiring marker because it is not a ordnance to hit weapon. But it's good to know that you can shoot at me with the mortar now.
Exactly. Okay.
All right, so my impulse, let's go ahead. All right, you know what? Just so we can show it off, I'm going to go ahead and assault move this guy. So let's go 1. Well, assault fire. 2, let's move into the mines. Need to show off exactly how mines work against a vehicle.
All right.
Okay, Rich Care is, you should have taken a morale check even on that miss for your vehicle. You are probably right. Let's go ahead and take a look at it real quick. Let's take a look at my charts. Let's see. Direct fire, ordnance. Small arms versus vehicles and helicopters. Make a damage check. Passenger ship. I don't even
He's saying 14.0 rule.
14.0. Well, let's take a look at 14.0 then. 14.0. Ordinance, page 86. That 14.0 is very, very large. Whereabouts in 14.0 would it be? Let's see. Target isn't a vehicle. Target is a vehicle. Okay, if the attacker's MPV equals the vehicle's... Oh, if it equals the MPV equals the vehicle, it's a non-penetrating hit, 14.1.1. So 14.1.1 is non-penetrating hits. If fails, okay, he's right. Yep, 14.1.1. If the attacker's MPV equals the vehicle's MAV, the vehicle takes a morale check. Roll 2d6. If it fails the morale check, the crew abandons the vehicle. Place a shaken crew counter. Well, hey, if that happens, your machine guns are going to have something to shoot at.
Right.
Okay, if the vehicle passes the morale check, the vehicle is shaken. Okay, so, yeah. All right, so, regardless of what's going to happen, something bad's going to happen to me. All right, so let's go ahead. And my morale is a 6. And I rolled an 8. All right, so I failed it. So that means I need to pull out a crew marker. And you now have infantry that you can shoot at. Italian infantry, search for crew marker. There's a crew marker. Pull him out. And the vehicle, whoops, I need to stop rotating my point of view. All right, so we can take that off. We can take the acquiring off. We can take the target acquiring off. The vehicle is abandoned, and I didn't think I was going to need any abandoned markers. Where's the abandoned markers? I didn't pull any out at all. All right, so let's go ahead and pull out an abandoned marker. Search in the new... Whoops. Okay, where is the abandoned? It's going to be either on the back of that, the back of that, or the back of that. Oops, stop doing that. Flip. Yep, there it is, right there. And since that's the case, I probably should clone a few of these. because I have a feeling that probably isn't going to be the only vehicle that I'm going to have abandoned. So that vehicle is abandoned. I have a crew there that is shaken right now. So yes, now you have infantry targets to shoot at. So thank you for pointing that out, Rich Kerr. I appreciate that. So yeah, that was that. Okay, we were doing a mine attack. Let's get back to what we were working on. Hey, that's fine. No worries. No worries at all. All right, so mine attack. And again, for those of you with the home edition, that will be on page... Where is it? It's going to be further in the book, page 136. All right, mines against vehicles, 21.4.1. When mine attacks vehicles, they attack the vehicle's lowest hull armor divided by 2. No other modifiers. If the mine attack result is greater than the vehicle's defensive roll, roll 1d6 on the mines versus vehicles table. All right, so we take a look at my lowest hull armor, which is going to be a 2. I divide that by 2, so it is a 1. So my armor value is a 1. Your attack value is a 1. So we're both going to be rolling even, and it's going to come down to whoever tends to win the roll. I got a 4.
Sorry.
Yeah, Rich Kerr says Johnny needs all the help we can give him.
Thanks. In truth. Truth.
I don't know. He's doing pretty well so far. So roll 1d6. Oh, you got a 6. You beat me. Okay, so I have to look on the chart. I'm not going to look for it in the rules, but basically, I roll mines versus vehicle table. Again, page 136 for those of you with the home edition. 1 is a no effect. 2 or 3 is a shaken. 4 or 5 is a shaken and immobilized. 6 is destroyed, including crew. So let's go ahead and roll 1 dice to see what the effect is for me rolling over the mines. I get a 4, shaken and immobilized. Wonderful. So I got an immobilized marker, so the vehicle is immobilized, and that is for the rest of the game. And I've got the shaken marker right here. Yeah, I'm looking at almost half my vehicles already out of commission. And that basically ends my impulse. So now it's over to your turn.
Okay.
Got an infantry target out there you can shoot at.
Yeah, can I shoot it? Can I shoot through that?
Okay,
I can, right?
the Sanger is considered open terrain, so it's not even considered degrading terrain. So you can see straight over it and have no problem shooting at it. It will not impose any penalty upon you.
All right, so I'll shoot with this stack here,
Okay.
with the leader there.
Okay. Have you got the range on it?
3 Dumas. Oh, so 6. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes.
Oh, it is 4 hexes. Okay, I thought it was 5. All right. The only modifier that there is going to be is I am in the hex with a tank, and let me check what the tank's terrain effect modifier is. And let's go ahead and take a look at the terrain effects chart over here. Sanger's, craters, replacement mines, vehicle or wreck. It's a degrading, so it is a +2 target modifier. So let's figure out how much firepower you have.
Okay. 3?
Well, let's go ahead and explode the stack so we can see what you got.
Yeah, I was trying to do that. Oh, okay. I have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of the drop down.
1, 2.
Part of the drop down.
So 4, I think it would be right.
Nope.
I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Hold on. Sorry.
Well, you have no leadership modifier.
Oh, so 3. That's right. Yeah.
Well, you also got to remember that every unit after the first one halves their firepower.
It would actually be 2.
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah. That's the part I always
Yeah,
forget
yeah,
to
that's it.
having.
It's kind of counter. I don't want to say it's counterintuitive. It's just not something you run into a lot in other war games. That subsequent units firing at the same time reduces the firepower a little bit. But yes,
Yeah.
your value is 2, and my value is 2 because I've got the cover for hiding behind my tank. So it's basically it's an even dice roll. Whoever rolls higher is going to get the advantage out of it. I rolled a 3.
Whoops, I rolled 2 by
Yeah,
accident.
that's
Sorry.
okay.
Let's Wow, no.
Just
Stop it.
take one
There
dice
we
out of
go.
there.
Yeah.
There we go. 3 to 3. It's an even. Okay, now that one I know for against infantry is no effect. So he can be marked with a fired marker. Yeah, and Rick, after saying that, Johnny needs all the help we can give him, then right after that, okay, I was wrong. All right,
Right?
so let's not run over any more mines. Let's just not do that. So what do we want to do next? Let's go ahead and take this vehicle right here, and we are going to go ahead and assault move with him. And you basically have shot at everything with me that could affect that. So I'll get my move
Yeah.
off. 1, 2, 3. All right, maybe that was a bad position to put him in. Because I'm going to have to turn my hull to one way or the other. Oh, well, we'll go ahead and do it. And then we'll spend our 4th movement point to go here. And I'm going to fire at that 75 millimeter right there. Take a look at my ordnance chart. I'm 5 hexes or less, so my base to hit is 8. I assault moved. It's +2. I am not adjacent to you. And you're in a Sanger, which is another +1. So I am looking at a +3 on my dice roll. So I need a 5 or less to be able to hit that. And wow,
Hit it.
I actually hit it. So my firepower is a 2 versus your just normal defense. So it is going to be, you're going to have a defense of 1d6. I'm going to have an attack of 1d6 +2. 4. Okay, so I beat you by 2. So you're going to make a morale check at a +2.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
So it is shaking. Now the good thing is you're a weapon team, and you can auto rally. So it's not like you need a leader there to rally, because you are a weapon team. And if you take a look on the back of all weapon teams, they've got. Let me go ahead and do it this way. They've got a little 2 little letters up there, SR. That means they are self-rallying. So they don't need a leader to rally them. But we did do an assault fire here. So that's it for me. Over to your impulse.
Okay, this is where I ask Rick Kerr, help.
Well, honestly,
Okay.
I mean, you've still got a crew out there you can shoot at. So if you really want to do something, you've still got a bunch of infantry that can fire. You've got a machine gun that can fire. You've got a whole bunch of stuff.
All right, so I'll go with the single guy behind the Sanger there.
Okay, so
first.
Your total firepower is going to be
1.
right. And there's no other modifiers. You're not firing through any degrading terrain. You're not adjacent. You don't have a leader. I am still hiding behind my abandoned vehicle, so I do get the +2. So you're a D6 +1. I'm a D6 +2.
Oh, great roll.
Now you get a 2.
Yeah, good.
I get a 8, so no effect. Starting to get a little crowded and busy out there. All right,
Yes.
let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and take this M13, and I'm going to assault move with him. So we're going to go 1. You really don't have anything that can stop me. I go 2. Then I'm going to go ahead and shoot with my main gun as well. Actually, I really would do better with the machine gun. But no, let's just keep going with the ordnance weapons. Just because I like shooting the big guns. Well, like I said, 37 millimeter, not too big a gun. So we can take a look at the ordnance chart. I'm less than 5 hexes. I need an 8. I assault moved. That is -2. You're in a Sanger. That's a -1. I'm adjacent, which gives me another +2. So I'm at a total of +1 on my dice roll modifiers. So I need a 7 or less to hit you. And the way my dice rolls have been going here lately. 8.
Good.
Did not hit you. But I do.
Oh, yeah, you need a 7 or less.
Yep. I do get an acquiring on you. And that is my turn. Yours.
Okay. All right. With the machine gun, I'll fire on that tank guy over there.
Okay.
So he has 2.
Yep, he's going to be 2. Now, the problem with this one is you're going to be clipping this other, shooting through this other vehicle. So let me check just to make sure.
Yeah, I think I can't.
It's clipping to corner. It's connecting to corners. But yeah, you're going to be clipping that hex. So that's going to be a degrading terrain. Oh, and degrading terrain. You remember what the modifier for degrading terrain is? Yes, because I don't remember myself.
All right. I'm frantically flipping through my chart here.
Yeah. Yeah, Rich Kerr says +1. So
yeah.
So my defensive roll is going to be a +3 because I'm hiding behind the tank and the fire is coming through a degrading hex. So that's, you get a D6, I get a D6 plus, or no, you're firing with the machine gun, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get a D6 +2, I get a D6 +3. So basically I've got a 1-point advantage. So that's even. I rolled a 6, or no, I rolled a 5, 6, 7, 8. You rolled an 8. So yeah, it's even. It's a wash.
It's a wash. He's got a nice little hiding spot over there.
Yeah. Well, if anything else, at least Italian tanks make. This is bad of me to say. Make good things to hide behind. So. All right. Wow, this is getting really crowded here. I do not want you to have that B advantage acquiring, so I'm going to go ahead and move him. And let's move those markers off. Move that to the side. And yes, we're going to assault move. We're going to move 1 hex, and then we're going to shoot at you. We're going to shoot at that unit right there. Okay, so again, we're looking at an 8. However, I'm not adjacent to you this time, so I don't get the -2. I've got the +2 for the assault move and the +1 for the Sanger, so I'm at +3 on my dice roll. So I need a 5 or less. And I miss gloriously. So, but I do have acquiring on you now. Let's see if I get to take advantage of it, actually. So that's my impulse. Back to you.
Okay. I'll take. Do I have enough? Let's see.
You can take a shot. It'll be a long range shot, but you can take a shot at it.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
That's 2.
Yep, it's going to be 2. 1 plus 1/2 from the second unit, but that half is rounded up. So it's going to be 2 firepower. You are not clipping this tank hex because it's right down the hex seam. So all you've got to worry about, you've got D6 plus 2. I've got D6 plus 2 for my defense. So we're basically both rolling even. Nothing for you. All right. I think this M13 is... Crap. What do I want to do? I don't know what to do with him. I need to see. I need to. Let's see. Hex row. So really, just whatever my line of fire. I can't shoot at him unless I want to rotate. Can't shoot at him unless I want to rotate. All right. So we're just going to stay still and we're going to shoot at this 75 millimeter. Again, I need an 8. I didn't move this time, but I'm not adjacent. You're in the Sanger, so that's a -1. So my base to hit is 8 -1. So I need a 7 or less to hit. And I rolled an 8. Of course. But I do get to acquire you. Whoops, wrong one. And that will be that. I should probably clone a couple more. So your impulse.
How can that leader there, what's his name? Let's see, Lieutenant Rise. Can he run up and attack that tank? Does he have guys with him? Yeah, he does.
Yes, you can, but I still have one vehicle that hasn't done anything yet.
I see that.
So
yeah.
I would probably take an opportunity fire shot at him if he does that. But
yeah, exactly.
Again, I've just got one vehicle left.
All right. I'll pass on that.
See, now that makes it difficult for me knowing that you may want to come out and sneak a melee attack. All right, let's just so we're sure of this because it's been forever since I did melee against a vehicle. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rules to that to see if it's something that you even want to do. Okay.
Right.
And we are going to be looking at, let's see, page 52. Let's see, melee combat. Well, it's not really melee. You're assaulting a tank. So let's try looking under assault. Or dead air. All right, maybe it is under melee then. And it's good we're doing this because, like I said, how often do you see infantry melee in a vehicle?
Right.
It may take me a little bit to find the exact rules. I apologize.
Let's see if Rick put anything out there. Nope. Let's see.
Maybe it's under the vehicle section.
Well, it's good that we're encountering these little things.
Oh yeah,
here.
no, that's the whole point of these games is to show off the rules, even if we don't remember them.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, kind of. Rich Kerr mentioned he has to pass a morale check. Yeah, we in Squad Leader we used to call it the PATSI, the pre-armor attack check, pre-anti-tank task check. So yeah, we called it the PATSI. I just can't remember how the exact mechanics of it work against a vehicle, though. Yeah, I'm not sure if I remember if they need an anti-tank weapon. Again, this is the part where I've got half a dozen different tactical systems rolling around in my head. I know in ASL you can do it. I know in ATS you can do it because I used to do it all the time. But I need to find if I can even do it. If infantry can even do it. I mean, I would think that infantry can because they put in the skill token Scorpion for him to be able to do melee, and there's no infantry in the game, or no infantry on my side.
So I may have found something here in the flip chart book.
Okay, what you got?
It's close assault steps. 17-1. It's down almost to the end. The defending.
And like I may be looking in the wrong place for it, so let's take a look. Close assault. Close assault, page 104. That sounds much more better than because melee is hand to hand. It's man to man. So I was probably looking in the wrong spot. Okay, close assault. Okay. MMC, page 104 for those of you at the home edition. Hero or with at least 5.1. An MMC hero or support weapon armed leader can close assault an enemy vehicle by moving into the vehicle's hex. Following conditions apply. Shaken vehicles are not automatically destroyed in close assault, nor do they suffer any additional penalty. Okay, yada, 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 yada. Passengers and passengers. They can move adjacent to it. Form of movement. Cannot use low crawl to enter close assault. Cannot use assault fire and then enter close assault. Can use stealth movement. Leg units can enter a hex containing enemy vehicles only by close assault. To perform a close assault, undergo the following steps. Upon entering the vehicle's hex, MMC heroes and Indian accompanying leaders must pass a pre-assault morale check. 2 is subtracted from the dice roll if the units are entering a vehicle hex via the hex with a positive TM, which we don't have any in this scenario. Leader checks first. If he passes, he can use his leadership modifier. Then you move in. Then third, each MMC hero individually assaults the vehicle. Units without an anti-tank support weapon can still close assault the vehicle. Leadership modifier can only assist 1 unit's assault. The assaulting MMC hero rolls 1d6, adding its inherent firepower, the leader morale of any company infantry, and the high explosive equivalent or firepower of any one possessed anti-tank support weapon. The defending vehicle rolls 1d6 and adds the lowest armor value. Okay, so that's good. So that's if the attacker's roll is greater than the vehicle's dice roll, the vehicle is destroyed. Okay, so for you to get up there, you would have to move, or you'd have to do a close assault. You can use your full movement points, which for him, the guy with the leader, would be 7. So you go 1, 2, 3 to move in. Now each guy would have to make a morale check before you move in, and whoever succeeds makes the assault, and then we have to roll dice from there. So that's good. We got that out of the way. Let's see. Oh, and Michael asked, additional question to OG. Could you have used your MGs on your vehicles when assaulting after using the main gun? Yes, I could have. Sort of. If it's got an asterisk by, okay, so the M13s have 2 machine guns on them. Both of them are underlined, and I believe, if I remember underlined correctly, the vehicle has to be open for the machine guns to be fired. So that's the first thing we have to. And then the second one we have to worry about is the asterisk, and I believe the asterisk has to be in the front arc. So it would have to be in the front arc and open if I wanted to fire the 1 firepower machine gun. Let's take a look at the cards real quick. No, that's just covered arc. Right. Okay, yeah. So if it's underlined, it's covered arc. So it means only in the front. Asterisk is 360 if you're unbuttoned. All right, so the 1 firepower, since I am buttoned up, the 1 firepower machine gun I could not fire because it is only front arc, or it's 360, but only if I'm unbuttoned. I could have used the 4 points of the machine gun, but I didn't. So let's check that just to make sure, because I want to make sure. Yeah, we don't play a lot of vehicles sometimes. Vehicles. Okay. Vehicle HE equivalent, machine gun firepower. Yeah. Asterisk after the number indicates 360 field of fire, but the machine gun can only be fired when the vehicle is open. The machine guns without the asterisk must fire in the turret's covered arc, or in the case of non-turreted vehicles, in the covered arc of the front hull. So yes, I could have fired the 4 firepower, but for whatever reason I didn't. So maybe I'll do that from here on out. But no, that was a good question. Good point to bring up. Okay, so my little Simavante, and you're thinking of... Now, see, this is where you start to get into a little bit of psychological warfare. I know now that Johnny wants to jump out and assault my poor little M13 there. I can just pass with my Simavante and try to force him to do his move first, but he can then just... So we're going to get kind of in a little bit of a fake out of passing back and forth to try to fake the other person out to try to move first. Impulse games like this Lock and Load Tactical, what else is that? Advanced Tobruk system that use this kind of impulse system. You also got to pay attention to the psychological of trying to force your opponent to move first without ending the turn. Or maybe one person just wants to end the turn anyways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say pass.
All right. And I am going to run this guy. Yeah.
Oh, well played. Well played. You had a second unit there, so I'm only going to be able to op fire 1 unit. I got a 2 machine gun, but I'm not. But it's got the asterisk by it, so I need to be opened. I'm not open, so I got to use my main gun. Let's take a look at the ordnance value of the Simavante. It's range of 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it'd be good range, and you'll be at an 8. And I've got a leader there, but he's got this stat. Ooh, yeah, that's a decision. I have to decide if I want to try to stop this guy or stop the guy with the leader. I think I want to stop the guy with the leader. So I am not going to op fire at you.
Okay.
All right. So now to move into there, you need to make a morale check.
5 or less.
Yep.
Okay.
No, I think that's 2 dice.
Oh, it's 2 dice. Yeah, sorry.
Yep.
All right, so I got a 5. I'll roll this one. And no.
Okay. So nothing happens for you. You don't get shaken or anything like that. It's just your move is done.
Okay. So that is this one here.
Yep.
Moved.
Okay, so it flips back over to me. I am going to pass.
Touche, huh? Okay. What do I do? Let's see. Let's go for it.
Okay.
Why not? Whoops.
Okay, I will op fire at you there. All right, so we take a look at my ordnance chart. My base to hit is an 8. The modifiers, you moved. So you're going to get, that's a -2 on me. Let's make sure I got that right, because if there isn't any difference between shooting and moving infantry or it's shooting, moving. No, it's a plus, target +1 for you moving. Not adjacent. I am not doing assault fire because I am standing still. So basically, the only I'm not going to be clipping through the other tank for degrading firepower. So 8 -1 on the dice roll. So basically, I need a 7 or less to hit the hex. And there it is. There's the 7. So that is a hit. Let's flip it over. I have a 3 firepower, or equivalent infantry firepower. And you don't have any defense. So I get a d6 +3, you get a d6 +1. Six, 7, 8, 9 to your 4. So I beat you by 5. Ooh, that's going to be rough. So
yes,
that is going to be not quite double. So that's going to be a morale test for you. Go ahead and take the leader first. It's going to be a morale test -6, 7, 8, 5. Oof. Hang on. Let me check something real quick.
I rolled a 5 and a 1.
Yeah. Annoying. Hang on a sec. Sorry.
Okay.
Part of me thinking we're doing shooting wrong, but I don't think we are. Why am I thinking that we're doing it wrong? Okay, we were doing it wrong. It's a damage check of 1d6, not 2d6.
Ah.
So, yeah, I thought that something, I thought that was wrong. You would think that such a basic rule like that, I would be able to remember it. So it's 1d6 plus the 5 that I had beaten you by. So you can still make it for your leader. So no, he fails. And then your infantry, I think, is a morale of 5, so you're going to fail straight off the bat. Yeah. Plus, actually, since I'm firing at that hex, the other guy that's in there needs to roll his morale as well. And he fails as well. So they are all shaken.
they gambled and lost.
Yeah, well, it could have worked out for you. I mean, could have very easily gone the other way. And plus, you're in position. If you rally next turn, you'll be able to, to get those guys in position and assault my poor little tank there.
Truth.
All right, so that was my opportunity fire against your guys. So that was your impulse back over to me. I've got nothing left. Pass.
And I don't have anything either.
Pass. So that is going to end the turn, and we're going to be stepping into turn 3. What time is it? Yeah, I think we can get a few more impulses in. So let's go ahead and clear admin markers. Whoops, not the immobilized. The immobilized stays. Yep, that looks like about everything. 1d6 for initiative. I got a 3. You got a 6. You win initiative. Oh, that is not good. All right, so... Whoops, that's actually the wrong marker.
Gotta rally some dudes.
Yep, you got to rally some dudes. So who do you want to rally first?
I'll rally the leader first.
Okay,
there.
go for the leader. So that is a 2d6 check.
Okay, let's put these closer together. Okay.
Hey, you got it.
All right.
So now you can rally you can rally the other 2 guys in there with the +1 leadership modifier. So you need a 6 or less on both the next 2 guys. 1 didn't make it.
Okay, let's do the next.
Whoa. 1 didn't make it. Yeah, both of them didn't make it. You needed a 6 with the leadership modifier. So.
Okay.
You also have your 75 millimeter.
Oh, yes.
And they self-rally on a 6. Now, you do get a +2 to this dice roll. Or a -2 to this dice roll. Basically because they are in a terrain that provides them a terrain effects modifier. Your guys over here, the infantry, they were out in the open. They didn't get that modifier. The guys in the Sangar are in a terrain type that gives them a plus TEM, so they get a -2 on their dice roll. So you rolled a 4, -2 is a 2, which is less than 6, so you're 75 millimeters back in action.
Okay.
Which is not good for me.
So this goes away.
Yep. That fired goes away as well.
Yep.
And that's all of your shaken troops you had, correct?
Yes.
All right. So I
so.
need to check as well. He's got, whoop, I forgot. I took the shaken off. I shouldn't take the shaken off. I've got 2 guys shaken over there. All right. So first of all, we're going to do the crew. There are 5. They do have degrading terrain protecting them, the vehicle. So it's going to be -2 on the dice roll. So I need a 7 to get the crew because the crew is going to be so important in swinging the tide of this battle. 9. No, they don't make it. The vehicle just gets a straight up 6 to try to recover. And they make it. But they're still immobilized. So not much good. They're not going to be much good from here on. They can still shoot. All right. Well, that's it for motivation and rallies. It flips over to your impulse because you won the impulse.
So, I will, the far left.
Yep. Okay.
Let's see. I'll shoot at that guy there.
Alrighty. So, do you want to take a look at your ordnance chart, or do you remember what your base to hit is?
Nope. I need to look at it.
Okay.
Let's see.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. So
You're 7 hexes or less. So what's your base to hit number?
Yep. 6.
Oh, it's a 7. Your base to hit is a 7 right here on the chart.
Oh yes. Okay. Sorry about that.
Oh, no. no worries, no worries. Like I said,
Okay.
ordinance is something not a lot of people get a lot of practice with. So it's nothing wrong with making a mistake or two. Yeah, obviously I make mistakes left and right, so it's not that big a deal. Okay, so your base to hit is a 7. I'm just going to run through all the modifiers real quick. The only modifiers there are is you get a -2 on your dice roll because you're adjacent to me. There's no other status effects that's going to be affecting the dice roll. So you actually need a 9 or less to hit me at point blank range. I'm not moving. You're not moving. I mean, it's the only modifier. And that helps you out. 2 dice.
Oh. Whoops.
You got it. 6 or
Okay.
less. Oh, you needed a 9 or less, you got a 6. So you hit. And since you rolled a 6, that's an even. And since we remembered from the last time you shot at me, that's going to be a turret hit. So let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers here. Oops, if I would stop zooming in randomly on the screen. So you've got an anti-tank armor piercing value of 4. You've hit me in the front turret, which means my armor value is a 3. So you've got a d6 plus 4. I've got a d6 plus 3. Or we can just do the difference of a plus 1. Regardless, you've got me by 1. All right. So I rolled a 5. You rolled a 4. That is even. That's a wash. However, as we remember, since it was pointed out the last time, I need to make a morale test. So we take a morale test of 2d6. And I need a 6 or less, which I do not get, which kills off the tank. So now let's see. Does that leave a wreck? I think the crew just flat out abandons it. Let's see if I can find that again. Regardless, that vehicle is knocked out. So, but just for procedural sake, we need to find out if it's abandoned and my crew is eliminated, or what. I think it's just a flat out eliminated.
Rich is saying abandoned only.
But my crew is still eliminated. Let's check.
Yes, I'm not sure.
That's close assault. It's 14.1.2. That's what it was. Or 14.1.1. If it fails, the crew abandons the vehicle. Place a shaken marker. Abandoned. Okay, so. Oh, that's right. If I'd have passed it, the vehicle has been shaken. If I failed it, the vehicle is abandoned. And I need to clone another shaken infantry marker. There we go. That's what happens. Oh, no, let's keep the immobilized there. And he's shaken. So I've got 2 immobilized tanks right now. Whoops. Not immobilized. Abandoned. It helps if I get even my right counters out there. All right, so I think I've now hit the 50% mark of operational vehicles. Oh, yeah. Michael just also hit me with another good question. Are they self-rallying? I believe crews are self-rallying. Again, they can self-rally in ATS and ASL. That doesn't mean they can do it in lock and load. Let's see. Let's see. Crews.
I'm rifling through the
Page 71. That's not 71. I looked at the wrong part. Let's see. Back to the index. One thing I love about this new expanded index is it's got virtually everything in it. And Rich is saying that, yes, they are self-rallying, but just because I'm a bit OCD. Oh, we've got a little bit of a typo in the index. Crews are not page 71. 71 is Craters Degrade. Okay, I'm going to have to shoot off a message to Blackwell about that. Let's see. 39 and 88. And Rich, it's not that I doubt your word. I do believe your word. It's just my OCD forces me that I have to confirm to make sure myself. Okay. And of course I can't find it, so we're just going to go with them as being able to self-rally until I can dig into it later, because we've spent too much time looking for rules as it is. All right, so that was your gun firing at me. Let's go ahead and flip that back over, and honestly we should have it that direction because that's what we agreed upon, that all your guns were going to be pointed that way. Yeah, you can put an acquiring marker on there if you want to acquire the hex.
Okay.
And of course, my acquiring markers go away. Other way around. Yep, wait. There you go.
Yeah.
So that was your action. So now it flips back over to my impulse. What do I want to do? Nah, let's take advantage of the things that I've got acquiring with already. Let's go ahead and go with this guy. And fire at the acquired target that it has. My base to hit is an 8. I get a +1 because you're in the Sanger, -1 because I've got an acquiring marker, so that's the only modifiers. So it is a straight up 8. That's a hit, so that is going to take B and flip that over. And my infantry firepower is a 2, so I get a D6 + 2, you get a D6 + 1. Oops, and I wash out. I get a 4, you get a 4. So it's a wash. Should I fire the machine guns? Nah, I don't want to fire the machine guns. So that is him done. So now it flips over to your impulse.
Okay, let's see. I'll fire back at that guy, actually.
Oh, we've actually got 10 people watching. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
All right. Right on.
All right, who are you firing back at? You firing at this guy?
Yes.
That's out of your arc. Got to remember.
Oh, yes, it is.
Only.
How about
that guy? Yeah, you can fire at that guy. Okay, so your base to hit is a 7 because that's what I remember it to be. There's no modifiers either way. You're not going through any type of terrain. There's no movement state modifiers. You're not adjacent to me. It's going to be a straight up 7 to hit. 7 or less. It's a 6. It's a hit, and it's another turret hit. So we already know your armor piercing value is a 4 because you've shot me plenty of times. My front turret is a value of 3, so you've got a +1 advantage on me. I got a 5. You got a 6 again. Boom! That's another burning Italian tank. Who'd have thought those French 75s from World War I would be so... Well, effective. Again, it's Italian armor. Not to say that Italian armor was bad. It
was a little thin.
It was a little thin. Little light on its robustness. Let's put it that way. All right.
Dude, you just sounded like Jack Black right there.
Did I? You can put an acquiring marker on that hex. I don't know if you want to, because I'm probably not going to move through it. And you're marked with fired. I am rapidly running out of options here. So that was your action. So it flips back to me. All right, let's. Whoops, that goes there. Let's go ahead and take this M13 and fire at you. My base to hit is going to be an 8. +1 for the Sanger, -1 for the acquisition, so it's a base to hit of 8. $10 missed. However, my acquisition now does get flipped to a -2. Not that I don't think he's going to live long enough to take advantage of that, but you know, you can never know. You can never tell. So,
Right.
So it flips over to your impulse.
Okay. What do I want to do? I will try with the infantry down here.
Okay. So it's going to be 1. No modifiers for you. I get +2 because I am hiding behind the tank. So you get a D6 +1. I get a D6 +2. You got a 5. I got a 7. Or you got a, 6 and I got a 7. So nothing. That flips over to me. Now what do I want to do? I don't know. Maybe I should be firing my machine guns in conjunction with my main guns. All right, we'll take this guy right here, and we'll fire at this ATGM right here. My base number to hit is an 8. I'm adjacent. That's -2. I'm not moving or anything. You're in the Sanger, gives you a +1. So I get a +1 on my dice roll. So I need a 9 or -1. So I need a 9 or less to hit. And we hit. All right. Boom. So that's going to be 2 firepower. So D6 +2 versus you just have a normal D6 for your infantry or for the weapon team. 1. Yeah. I got a 3. You got a 4. So no effect. But I do get an acquiring, a different acquiring this time. And a fired marker. Whoops, wrong one with the fired marker. Okay, flips over to your impulse.
Okay. I'll fire on that tank with this.
Okay. We know your base to hit number is a 7. The only modifiers that are in effect right now is I am at adjacent point blank. So you get a -2 to your dice roll. So you need a 9 or less to hit me. On 2d6.
I keep doing that.
I know. That is one thing that we... Oh, jeez. That's a catastrophic hit.
I should actually... My barrel should explode.
No.
It's good for me.
It's good for you, yeah. So let me find out. I think that doubles your armor piercing value. Let's see if I can find catastrophic hits under vehicle. I have not seen a catastrophic hit in a very long time. Yes, that is very good for you. And it's an even number, so you hit hitting the turret. Let's see, to hit tables. Okay, should be page 88 or thereabouts. Okay, maybe not under. Okay, ordnance hits on unarmored. Okay, should be under ordnance for it to hit under ordnance. HE equivalents, split to hit tables. To hit tables, there we go. That's the to hit. Okay, that's not working. Vehicles. Vehicles, HE equivalent, machine gun firepower. Come on, where is it? Target acquisition. we have the should have. Oh, I don't think we have the flowchart anymore. We used to have this really cool. Yeah, we got rid of the ordinance flowchart. We had this really cool ordinance flowchart we were gonna put into the pack, but it was kind of complicated. So let's see if I can find it elsewhere. That's crews and passengers, support weapons, rally phase. See, it's a good thing we did this because we're checking a lot of rules we haven't seen in forever and a day.
Right?
Yep. Actually, there might not be anything for rolling a 2. Again, this may be, I may be looking up a rule that doesn't exist because I'm confusing it with
Like
ASL
advanced.
and ATS. Yeah, those are the two rule systems that are at definitely competing. There was something about. Oh, okay. If the attacker rolls a modified 6 and the defender target rolls an unmodified 1, the round is a catastrophic hit. Okay, so that's what it was. So that didn't happen, but you still hit me, and you hit me in the turret. So we know your armor piercing value is 4. We know my front turret is a 3. You have a +1 advantage on me. Sorry about that, everybody. I knew there was catastrophic. I got a 5, 6. Oh, good. Bing.
1.
Finally. I think that's the first time you shot at a tank, hit it, and it didn't. My crews didn't jump out and abandon it, or it didn't blow up gloriously. So you get acquiring markers.
Oh, yes.
I'll flip a couple around for you real quick. All right. So that was your action. Flips back over to my action. I think we're going to have this vehicle fire on that gun. Can't believe I didn't have them acquired. Did I have them acquired before? No, I didn't. I don't know why I didn't have them acquired before. Okay, so my base to hit is an 8. You get the Sanger modifier, which is going to be a +1 on my dice roll. So I need a 7 or less to hit you. Nope, that's nothing. But I do get another acquiring marker on you. So flips over to your turn.
Okay. I'll shoot the mortar.
Okay. After my poor little Simavante.
Yes.
All righty. Now I don't remember the exact. No, it goes against my lowest armor, which is a 2, and you've got a 3, so you've got basically +1 advantage on me. You got a 5, I got a 6. All right, no effect. Good. I can live with that. Okay. That's a shaking crew. Both of those guys are shaking. Basically, I've just got my Simavante left. You still got a bunch of stuff you can shoot at me. I just got my Simavante. You know what? I'm going to pass. I'm going to hold my Simavante in reserve. So over to you.
Let's see. I'll try to shoot that tank guy again with this leader here.
Okay.
And we said, I think, what is under there?
You got 3 infantry. It's going to be a total of 2 firepower. And
Yes.
no leadership modifier. And I get the protection of being behind the tank, so I get a +2 as well. So we're at an even. Oop, I got a 6. You got a 6. Well, it doesn't really matter. So it is a wash. So Okay, that's done for you. Flips back over to me. I'm going to pass with my Semavante because I don't need you running any more infantry out there trying to assault my tanks.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, Rich Kerr mentioned says 2 is always hits only, but then we saw the catastrophic hit from the rolling a 6, rolling a 1, rolling a 1. So yeah, okay, I see that. Yep, see, I knew it was in there. It's just finding it sometimes is a bit difficult.
Yeah. What can I do? All right, I'll try to fire with the machine gun here on that tank leader again.
On which one? Well, you've got a shaken crew over here now, and that would probably be a better shot because you won't be going through this tank degrading. So that would be a better shot right there. So you get 2 dice or 1d6 plus 2, and I get 1d6 plus 2 for the defensive terrain that I'm in, i.e., behind the tank.
Oh, I rolled a 1.
You sure
Damn
you want to change dice? I'm okay with changing.
I know,
dice
right?
if you want to.
Oh God!
Nothing more frustrating than having your dice just be the reason why your entire battle plan goes kerplooey. Okay, I'm gonna pass again. My Semavante holding itself in reserve. So over to you.
Okay. Let's see. I'll have these guys shoot on that one I just shot on.
Okay,
as well.
So you got 1 plus 1/2, which basically rounds up to 2. My defensive modifier is plus 2 as well. So we're both rolling even again. 5. Now, see, if you're shooting at a tank, that'd come out in your advantage, but not so much this time.
Right.
All right. That was your action. Flips back to me. I pass. Back over to you.
And the only thing I got is that leader.
Yeah, he did that. You were right.
He can't do much, right?
Well, he can assault the tank, but I don't think, since he doesn't have an inherent firepower, he can't do anything by himself. He can only support an attack with the infantry or something like that. So yeah, I don't think he can. He can't close assault the tank.
All right, so I'm done.
I'm done. Back and forth, back. We are done with the turn. So, and I think since we've gone a little over 2 hours, I think this is probably a good point to cut it for this week. This has actually been a good game this week.
Oh yeah, this is it's not in a phone booth; it's in a sandbox.
Oh yes, it is definitely in a sandbox. You know what? Let's just go ahead and roll for initiative just so we can get that out of the way. I got a 6. You got a 2. Okay, so I will have initiative going into turn 4. And do you think we're going to remember if we rally now? Do you want to rally now, or do you want to rally next time to see if we can actually remember if we rallied? Let's rally next time. Let's keep everybody in suspense. Let's just go ahead and rally next time.
Right on.
All right. Any thoughts?
No. It's been a pretty back and forth game. Some pitiful dice rolls, but that's why we game, right?
Back and forth. He says, I haven't killed a single unit, and he says it's a back and forth game.
Well, yeah, you're closing in on me here pretty good.
Yes, but I'm rapidly running out of vehicles. I've got 2 dead.
Yes, that's true.
2 abandoned. I've got 4 vehicles out of my original 9?
Yes.
Or
so
three,
more
3
like
vehicles. So
a 4th and 4th, not a back and forth.
It's looking grim for me. Again, want to reach. I do want to apologize to everybody about the slow rules. I should be more on top of this, but I will admit sometimes when I am in performance mode and trying to keep things rolling, my rules kind of go through the sieve. Plus, as we've seen, I get confused with ASL and ATS rules a lot. I do apologize about that. Let's give a shout out to everybody who did manage to show up. Let's take a look who's all here. We've got Abba Costello, another TV viewer, Aiton, Commander Root, Droop Dog, F2 Pair, Joint Effort, JP, some bunch of numbers. Michael, thank you for the questions and the comments.
That's
Neil's in here. I know N Badaki is Neil. Nuclear Pigeons, Rich Kerr, Rough Swordsman, Dean. Welcome, Dean. I was hoping that you were going to show up because we do the kind of try to do this early enough so our European people can get a watch in as well. Silly Gnome 225 and Violet's TV. Thank you all for showing up. I appreciate it.
yes. And if John Jakowski showed up, I hope you're learning the game. He's looking to get in.
Excellent.
I don't know if that's JP, I think.
Okay.
If he's here, let's give him a shout out, and hopefully he's finding the game as great as we do. You know, he lives in Pennsylvania. I used to game with him a while back before I moved back out to Massachusetts.
Cool.
Out to New England. So yeah. Yeah, great stuff.
Okay, so let's see if I can just remember how to save. Oh, there we go, save game. All right, there we go. This will be getting up on YouTube within a day or so. And again, everybody, thanks for watching. Normally, we try to do these every 2 weeks. However, in 2 weeks is the Armchair Dragoons virtual con. So Johnny and I are not going to be playing at that. So it's going to probably be either a week or 2 weeks after that. Johnny and I will have to sit down and figure out if we want to do it in 3 weeks or 4 weeks. We might do it in 3 weeks. Yeah, that's all I got. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms in the comment section below. And Johnny and I will both see everybody later.
Later, guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.